G'day, this is Jim from Living Life Now. Today I'm sharing with you my research into the cruise destination of New York. This research is from a first-time visitor's perspective and focuses on what a stopover in New York would look like. Now, the larger New York City is made up of 5 different districts, and that's Brooklyn, Staten Island, Queens, Bronx, and of course Manhattan. Now, for a first-time visitor with limited time, approximately 30 hours, the focus mainly will be on Manhattan. Now, first we'll look at where you're likely to dock in New York City. Now, New York City has 3 main terminals. They are Cape Liberty, Brooklyn, and Manhattan. Today I'll be concentrating on the cruise terminal of Manhattan because that's where the Crown Princess World Cruise 2025 will be docking. Manhattan is probably the best terminal to stop at. It's closest to the iconic New York sites and it's very central. I found this cruise destination really difficult to research. I was like a moth, just getting attracted by bright lights here, bright lights there. I ended up having to reach out to some friends that have been there 3 times to get steered in the right direction. Now, once I understood that you can find New York to Manhattan and you focus on Manhattan, and then you break Manhattan down into 3 distinctive areas, which is Lower Manhattan, Midtown, and then Uptown. And by doing that, I was able to figure out the best way to spend, with a little bit of help, the 30 hours that we've got in New York. Now, the Crown Princess World Cruise 2025 sails into New York City at 7 o'clock in the morning. Now, it'll be worth getting up early in the morning to enjoy that sail in as it passes under the Narrows Bridge there, makes its way past the Statue of Liberty and into the Manhattan Pier, Pier 88. Pier 88, 90 and 92 make up the Manhattan Cruise Terminal, located on the west side of Manhattan, in an area called Hell's Kitchen. By all accounts, it's a pretty safe area, but it's a pretty gruesome name. Now, the terminal's approximately a 20-minute walk from Times Square. Sailing into the city as the city wakes up will be quite a sight. The terminal's right next to the Intrepid aircraft carrier and the Sea and Airspace Museum. As you make your way through customs and onto the busy New York streets, you'll be offered and herded towards the hop-on and hop-off bus ticket sellers. But before we go into that, I'll just take you through some obvious tips to make the most of your day in New York. Now, the weather can be a bit touch and go, so it's better to check the weather and be prepared. Definitely bring cash. You will need cash during the day for tipping and the like. Now, number 3 is stay alert. Now, you're in New York, it's busy, we are tourists, and you must stay alert. Now, for a first-time visitor, the Ho-Ho is a pretty good option in this port. If the weather is good, travelling high on the bus will provide you a wonderful view covering all of Manhattan areas, whilst being entertained by a speaking guide. Although Linda and I were tempted by this option, we decided to team up with the friends of ours and self-explore to get a different feel of the city by getting down into it. We have agreed an itinerary between the couples and it's shaped something like this. The ship arrives at 7 a.m. and we hope to clear customs and ride a yellow cab to Times Square around about the 8:30 mark. We'll have a quick look through Times Square and then we'll ride the subway to South Ferry to explore Lower Manhattan. So we plan to spend the morning in Lower Manhattan and we'll explore the Wall Street charging bull, maybe rubbing his nose or horns or testicles for good financial luck. After that, we'll head to the 9/11 Memorial that will provide some sobering reflections before heading to the lower waterfront for a view of Statue of Liberty and a visit to Castle Clinton. At midday, we plan to take the subway again, this time to Grand Central Station, to awe at its magnificent grandeur. Now, after spending a bit of time at Grand Central Station, it's only about a 300-metre walk to the Rockefeller Center to head up to the top of the rock. This was our preferred option over the Empire State Building, with the theory being that the top of the rock provides a view of the Empire State Building. Because time is valuable, we plan to pre-purchase priority access tickets Yes, we know they're very expensive, but we believe it's good value to pay for priority. Whilst in Midtown, we will explore St Patrick's Cathedral and Radio City Music Hall before hailing a yellow cab back to the Ship to freshen up for the night. Now, after freshening up, we'll head out again at 6 p.m. to Broadway. Now, there is an option here to purchase half-price tickets at Times Square, but we believe pre-booking your tickets to your budget and taste is a better use of your time. We are going to feel a little Wicked as our preference in Broadway. After the show, it's back to Times Square to see it under the night lights and possibly a bite to eat. Then it's taxi again back to the Ship. Now, after a day and evening like that, we'll sleep pretty well and we'll be up again in the morning to continue our exploration of New York. Now, this time we're going to head uptown to Central Park. I might even take my lady for a bit of a horse and carriage ride. In my research, it sets you back about $90 for a 20-minute ride. After the horse and carriage ride, we might head down Fifth Avenue and grab some lunch, but definitely no shopping. Yeah, right. Now, the Ship sails out at 4 p.m, so we'll head back in heaps of time. If there is a little bit of time, I would like to explore the Intrepid Maritime Museum next door, but it's nice and close, and that will be on time and energy. Now, obviously in 30 hours, there's not time to explore everything, and we could probably fill out another 2 itineraries, as New York has so much to offer. That's why approximately 65,000 tourists visit New York annually, and about 250,000 a day in peak summer periods. So yes, we'll have to bring our patience and be mindful of our surroundings at all times. Anyway, I hope you find this helpful. It was really just an oversight from a first-time visitor to New York. And you really have to do your own research, and there's so much to research. And you've got so many options, you can't go wrong. All right, if you like this, give it a thumbs up. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hooroo. P.S. If I'm ever lucky enough to get back to New York, there was an option here to climb to the top of the Statue of Liberty arm there. They only take about 500 people a day up. They only allow about 500 people a day up there. So you've got to book well and truly ahead and be willing to walk up 146 steps. But yeah, it'd be unique, but definitely not in the time frame that we have in this trip. There's also, yeah, walking across the bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge, which should also be interesting. But this, as I say, there's so much. I could keep on rabbiting on. But anyway, Uru again.